Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, please mute yourself so that we won't have this distraction. We have started and the recording is on, so we are starting now. And we'll go. This is the table of content of what we are trying to achieve, what we are going to do. We are going to take it topic by topic till we finish the whole process, the whole content, which is the course, is a module, project management. This is the first thing we are dealing with. We are going to tackle project management. After project management, then we then move to business analysis. So, and I'm looking at achieving this project management within this week. I'm looking at if we can finish up this slide within this week. And then next week, then we move to business analysis. There's a lot of things we need to do. So we have to be as fast as we can. And if you look at our table of content, the first thing is general introduction. We are starting today, so we normally introduce ourselves, although I need to introduce myself properly, and I will want few of you, I will choose randomly, like 4 people to represent you and say something, and then we progress, because if everybody here we want to introduce him or herself, it's going to take time. So I'll just randomly give a few people a chance to talk, and then we go into the proper thing for the day. So I will start by introducing myself. My name is Charles Ugu. I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Enugu State, and I'm based here in the UK, in London, where I practice as a consultant, as a business analyst, as a project manager, as a developer, as a software engineer. So this is what I do. And I've worked for so many organizations, so many industries, telecoms, health sector, government sector. I've worked in so many of these sectors, and it has given me the experience, needed to manage project very well and analyze company problem and profile solutions. So, and this is what I've been doing for a long time. And at this point in time, I've spotted this this gap in our society, where a lot of people graduates will graduate and they will start looking for a job, and I'm not happy about it. So that's why I've decided that something has to be done. We need to solve this problem, and someone need to solve the problem. And this is what I'm trying to do. This is the first set of people that we are enrolling in this our school, and we expect much from you, because you are going to be an ambassador. You need to represent us very well. You need to preach. You need to go out to tell people what you've seen. It's going to be a collective effort. It's going to be our thing. It's not going to be my thing. It's not going to be Charles Ugu's thing. It's for all of us. We need to transform our society. We need to don't need to wait for government anymore. I'm not the type that I like complaining. I like doing things, solving the problems. not complaining. And as we are here, that's the goal. We need to solve our problems. We need to create job for ourselves. And we need to start up companies for ourselves, for our children, and for the next generation. So we are here to solve problems. So, like some people might say, there's a saying that you've come to fetch water and you discovered a stream. This is what is happening here. You might just come here to train as a project manager or a business analyst to get the experience that can help you get a remote job. But it's more than that. For you to be here means that the society wants you to contribute your own effort in changing our society. So that is whom I am, and that is my goal for setting up this school, which all of us are going to be ambassador to drive this change. This program is a hybrid program. You hardly find this program anywhere, even in any, you can't find it in any university. So we are trying to find something, we're trying to do things differently from what they have been doing. We're trying to bring project management and business analysis together so that after training, you create more opportunity for you, give you more knowledge. Because if you are being trained as a project manager, I believe there's something will be lacking, because most of the time the project managers works with business analysts, and when you are trained as a project manager and as a business analyst, it's going to be more effective for you to collaborate with your business analyst or to collaborate with your project manager, or to swap roles, to move from one role to another. You become more productive, you become more scalable, you become very valuable, a valuable asset to your organization. And this is the reason we're combining it. They are highly related. In IT industry, you can't do, a project manager cannot do with a business analyst, and business analyst cannot do with a project. So they work hand in hand. So we are doing this to give you more opportunity, give you more insights, more knowledge to break the barrier, because we want you to break the barrier. We are not going to be happy. Yeah, please mute yourself. If you are the one that is unmuting yourself, please mute yourself. There is a noise coming from the background. Whoever is there, that prayer is coming from that background. Prayer is good, but we are here in a live session. We are
sorry, I was going to say, is it possible?
so sorry, Raymond, please mute yourself, or I will throw you out of this class. So that's the roadmap for this program. Is going to give you a double blessing. So at this point, I will want somebody let's say 3 people from the group, from you people, to just say something, and then we carry on. This is the introductory session. I want us to have a formal introduction before we start cracking on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's going to be an interactive session. I don't want to be talking to myself alone.
Okay, let me start by introducing myself then. My name is Bose Diada Kumola. I work in an international organization as a user support officer. I have IT4 certification and Prince 2 certification, so it will be nice for me to upskill by learning business analyst and project management. I'm happy to be part of this class, and thank you so much for this great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Esosa, Raymond, I want you to say something. Okay, Nnamani Chinwendu.
Okay, good evening all. My name is Nnamani Chinwendu. I work in a printing press. I'm also an upcoming freelance, being able to work remotely. So I am happy for this great opportunity that has been given to us by Mr. Charles to be in this class, and I look forward to getting more skills that will enable me to be a very good and skilled remote worker. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Why did you drink? Because I saw you drinking it. Please.
Okay, you don't want to say something. Okay. Let me tell you one thing. You know, most of you here are aspiring to work remotely. Working remotely, okay, somebody's raising hand. Okay, the person raising his hand should say something.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Ijoman Charam. I am a customer support specialist for.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yeah, somebody.
Okay. My name is Letitia Oliver. I live in Uyo, Nigeria. I'm a pharmacist, and I'm consulting with an NGO that gives care to people living with HIV and AIDS. I am currently looking to make a career shift to IT, and I'm exploring freelancing. So I'm hoping that this class will, through this class, I will acquire some of the skills that will enable me to succeed in my new career. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. You are in the right place. Okay. Thank you. I think these people have represented the whole class very well. And one thing I want to tell you is that when I'm starting my IT career, I didn't know anything. You know, I was very confused when I started, but today is a different story. So it's all about dedication, commitment, and hard working, you know. And with all these things, you can do it. I studied banking and finance, so it's not like I studied IT. I studied banking and finance and started, training and upskilling myself, and now I become a full-fledged software engineer. So anyone can do it. So let's crack on, and we've wasted a lot of time trying to wait for people to join.
Alpha.
Although we don't still. Yeah, please mute yourself. So we are going to start by looking into the project management itself proper. We are going to start by looking at the definition, the growth of project management, factors for creating projects, importance of project management, absence of project management and its consequences, and the characteristics and features of a good project management. The first thing is we are going to look at the definition from the PMI Institute. That is a Project Management Institute. It's one of the highest body globally in terms of project management. And most of the principle we are going to be using, which I've been using for a long time and is working for me, is coming from this institute. And we have a project management body of knowledge, which we use like a reference point, a kind of authority in project management. So a lot of things we are doing is coming from there. So I am adopting their definition. There are so many definitions of project management. We are not going to start looking at all the definitions. We know where every definition is gearing towards. So we just adopt one definition and then we move on. According to PMI, project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirement. Project management is accomplished through the appropriate application and integration of the project management processes identified for the project. Project management enables organization to execute projects effectively and efficiently. That's the definition PMI gives to the project management, and is a well accepted definition globally. So that is what we are going to be working on as our definition of project management. The next thing we'll look at is the growth of project management. Project management the growth is very fast. It's on a very fast lane. According to the statistics, it is expected that employers will need around 87.7 million project management professionals by 2027. The Bureau of Labor Statistics predict that the fastest growth rate for project managers in IT is 12%, faster than the average for all the occupation. Why is it growing at this rate? As you know, if you are in the IT industry, all you'll be hearing every time is digital transformation, digital transformation. There are this digital transformation madness. IT is growing very fast. You know, companies are trying to cope with the challenges of IT growth. And if you don't cope, your competitors will push you out of the market. Now, a lot of companies are now moving on the cloud. Before, it used to be on-premise application. That's what most companies use. But now, every company is going to the cloud because it's more scalable. It's better to do business from the cloud than to do business from the on-premise server. Some of the benefits of moving to the cloud is what we are doing now. You know, we're able to collaborate globally because of cloud applications. If there is no cloud applications, it would be very difficult for us to be having this live session. But this is what is triggering project management. There is a lot of technologies. Before, we don't have blockchain. Blockchain is coming with its own transformation, driving change, driving more projects. Machine learning. We don't have machine learning before. But now there's machine learning everywhere. Most companies are trying to make tap from the benefit of machine learning. Artificial intelligence, all these applications, all these technologies, this was driving the growth rate in project management. You know, every now and then, companies trying to either to implement one solution or to improve on the solution or to update the solution. So you can see there's constant growth. And that's why there is high need for project managers. You will continue to grow because we don't know where these technologies are taking us. So that's why this is the best time to get yourself onboarded, not just as a project manager, but as an IT professional. Is very, very, the need for IT professionals is too much. So, and that's why these days you can see companies are now beginning to look beyond just geographic recruiting from one geographical area. Most companies are now trying to recruit globally. Because if you, for instance, here in UK, if you want to recruit from UK, there is the number of project manager or IT professionals in UK is not enough to cater for the job need. So if companies need to do well, they need to look beyond the UK. The same thing with US. So they have to look for elsewhere to look for labor, and this is creating opportunities for us in the third world countries. So if you can package yourself and get in as a project manager at this point in time, you won't be complaining there is no job. What we are seeing these days is lack of skills, not a lack of job. There is job opportunities, but it's the skill that we don't have. And this is the reason we are here. To give you this skill, you need to go out there and break the barrier. This course is very good because it's going to give you real life work experience, unlike what we get from so many institutions these days. This is the main thing about this project that personally that I love. So this is the reason why there is high growth rate in project management and IT industry. Some of the factors for creating projects, we're going to look at it briefly, like I've mentioned a lot already, is new technologies. Because of high rates of technology, new technologies, like I said, blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning. These are new technology. We don't used to have all this technology before. They're all new technologies, and this is why there is high rate of more projects springing up. Another one is a competitive force. If you don't scale up, if you don't, like other companies are scaling up using digital technology, better technology. If you don't scale up your business, you'll be competition, the market competition will swallow you. So another one is material issue, and another one is political issue. There's another one is market demand. Market demand is another key issue that is driving more projects in IT industry. The market is there is huge demand in the market, because of these new technologies. Another one is economic change. This economic change triggers more projects. Like now, economically, you've seen digital currencies everywhere. It's part of the economic change, and these are some of the things that are triggering more projects. Customers' request. These days, customers' demand is becoming too much. Customers, unlike before, that companies will just produce something and impose it on customer. It doesn't apply like that this time around. Customers are the king. Customers, they dictate the tune these days. If you don't do what your customers want, they can easily move to another platform. For instance, you can see Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. If Facebook, if customers want something and Facebook don't do, they say everybody will just move to Twitter, or everybody will move to TikTok. So these are customers. Customers will always demanding more. Unlike customers these days have realized themselves that they are the king, and you don't want to lose your customers, because if you lose a customer, the customer will make a bad review of your product, and the knock-on effect is that you lose more customers. So everybody is now trying to protect customers' interests. That's why we're having more projects. Companies these days are spending a lot of money trying to understand their customers' journey. Customers' journey is, what are the things the customers want in your product? How do they interact with your product? What is their challenges? Companies try to understand customers' journey. requires sophisticated technologies like SAP Hybrids and the rest of them. So when you come into business analysis, you are going to meet a lot of applications. That's why we are going to be discussing all these applications like SAP, Microsoft, Salesforce. All these applications, we are going to discuss about them when we come to business analysis. Another one is stakeholders demand. You know, these days, as a project manager, you'll be hearing about stakeholders a lot. Stakeholders, they are very terrible people in project management. So you must learn how to manage them. You know, that's stakeholders. So it's all in project management and business analysis, it's all about stakeholders management. You need to be know how to play the project politics. We call it project politics. How to win your stakeholders, because they can make you lose your job. You can delay your projects. That's stakeholders for you. So these are some of the things, and the stakeholders. These are the people that have got vested interest in the companies. They're always demanding for one thing or the other. So in order to satisfy them, we're always looking at more projects, doing one thing or the other to satisfy them. Another thing that triggers project is legal regulations. Legal regulation means that government can change their policies. And when government change policies, you see companies will start running up and down, you know, to meet up with the regulation. For instance, in the UK or in EU, there's a time there's this issue of data protection. There's no much legal requirement about data protection, but over the years, this issue of GDPR come up, where company need to, you know, protect service users' data. You need to specify how you use people's information. It's one of the big problems that Facebook fall into, and up to date they are still working hard on coming out of that problem. So this government regulation, and for companies to be able to do that, they need to implement a lot of projects. They need to rebuild their solutions to reflect on how they use customers' data. So this is some of the area where legal regulation and legal requirement triggers project. Another one is business process improvement. Business process improvement is a situation where organization is always trying to improve on the way they do things in the organization, operationally, even in the production level. So these are the things that triggers a project. For instance, in the business process improvement, companies these days are not only trying to win customers, they are trying to reduce overhead costs. They are trying to reduce operational costs. And this is where Lean methodology in project management comes in. Lean methodology and Six Sigma. These two methodology is the methodology where companies, if you know how to use Lean very well, or you are Six Sigma certified, you are not going to look for work, because companies will be looking for you everywhere. So these are some of the things that triggers projects. Like one of the projects I handled not quite long ago is a robotic process automation. Robotic process automation is process improvement, where implement robotic process, automating workflow. So many things that we do manually, we automate it, and it helps to reduce error. For instance, when you are data flow or data management, before it used to be handled manually, but when it gets automated, the bots will be handling it, cleaning it, all the requirement, making sure there is no error. And these are some of the things companies, organizations, they're always looking at all these factors that will scale their business. Another one is a strategic opportunity or business. Companies are always looking for strategic moves, a competitive advantage. These are some of the things equally triggers projects. Another one is a social need. Every company now want to be noticed in the social industry, in the social world. If you are not in a company, don't have a page in Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you've not started. So you need to have a page. When you have a page, you need to promote your company. These are some of the things that triggers projects. So things that triggers projects are many. And all these projects are IT projects. And that's why we have so many opportunities in the industries. At this point, we're going to look at the importance of project management. Effective project management helps individual groups and the public and private organization to meet business objectives, satisfy stakeholder expectation, be more predictable, increase chances of success. And most of the things here is something I've already mentioned, but I just wanted to itemize it so that it will be itemized. We'll look at it in this, but most of the things here is the things we've just finished talking about, like you deliver the right product to the right at the right time. It's very good to deliver the right product, because you might have a right product and you deliver it at the wrong time, and it becomes a problem for you. These are the things that happened with Nokia, and that's why Nokia gone home today. Nokia used to be number one telephone in mobile telephone. But what happened is that Nokia's time to market, we call it time to market. In agile methodology, it's called it time to market. Time to market is when you plan your project, that your project will, or your product will be in the market at the right time. And that's why Nokia failed. Nokia failed because Nokia is using waterfall methodology. Waterfall methodology is a process whereby you package you manage you plan your product or your project sequentially. That every task is dependent on another. So if you change anything, or when after approving a project, you don't, it's very rigid that it's very difficult to amend a project when a project have started. And this is rigid methodology is what Nokia have been using. They don't look at customers' need. Once they've decided that this is what we want, they will make sure that they produce it to the last before they take it to the market. And their competitor, which is Apple, when Apple came in, Apple studied the customers very well, and they realized that the only way to hold the market is try to satisfy the customers, give them what they want at all time. And Apple started, that's why you started Apple 1, Apple 2, Apple 3, iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3. So that's how Apple used the agile methodology. We are coming to that later on. So Apple started using agile methodology to manage their product, and that's why they've been able to hijack the market, and every other companies started copying Apple's success story, and that's the reason why time to market, deliver the right project at the right time. That's why it's very important. Good project management resolves problems and issues. If you manage your project very well, you will not have problems. You will not have any issue because you use good risk analysis to make sure that there is no problem when you are using managing project very well with risk, good risk management. You won't have any problem. You won't have any issue. You always resolve your problem. You resolve your issue very well. We are coming to risk management later on. Now, respond to risk in a timely manner, which I've just said. Minimize the use of organizational resources. As a good project manager, you must utilize your resources very well. For instance, if 5,000 pounds is being approved for you to build a company website, you must make sure that you don't exceed that 5,000 as a good project manager. So, and again, if it's the company wants the website to be live in 4 months, you have to deliver. So you have to deliver on time and on budget. That's what makes you a good project manager. Delivery on time and on budget. So we are coming to all those things later, because we are going to use all those things during your work experience. Another one is optimize the use of organization. I've just said that. Identify, recover, terminate falling project. Yes, if that's why agile methodology in project management is very good. It's not very stiff. When a project is no longer a product you are producing is no longer is no longer in trend, it's trending, it becomes obsolete, there is need to close that project, so that you reduce the amount of loss you get from that project. Another one is terminate failing project, just like what I said. Some projects, you find out that it cannot continue, terminate the project. So these are some of the reason why you should use project management in managing your project. You don't just start a project and just start manage. You need to apply principles that will guide you in managing your project. Other things is constraints. Constraints is when we talk about scope management. We are coming to scope management. That's why you see constraints. Constraints are the cost, the resources, the time. Good project management methodology will help you to manage your project scope very well. So you won't go out of budget, you won't go out of time, and that will gain you a good reputation in your organization. If you are saving money for them, every organization, they want people that will save money for them. Balance the influence of constraints on the project. Increased scope may cost more money. So when you manage your project very well, this issue of scope creep, which we are going to come in later, you won't fall into scope creep. Is if you are very soon, you understand that you're hearing a lot about scope creep, because scope creep is the most things that destroys projects. This is the most one of the most dangerous things in project management. People can easily go out of scope. If you don't manage stakeholders very well, they are most of the people that will drag you into scope. So when you are managing projects very well, applying all these principles like stakeholders management, risk management, and there's no way you won't be able to manage your scope very well. So manage change. Change. A good project manager should be able to manage change. In organization, people don't like change. You know, a lot of people prefer to be in their comfort zone. But most of the time, comfort zone don't bring more money, it doesn't bring profit. You know, so when you are trying to implement a project or managing a project, you need to manage change. You see a lot of people, you know, trying to make sure that that project doesn't work because they don't want change. They don't want to move from one place to the next. Like when I was implementing this robotic process automation, so many people do not understand what robotic process automation. They will think that when you implement robotic process automation, they will send them home. They will lose their job. That robot is now taking their job. So they will find every little opportunity within their reach to make sure that that project doesn't work. So you need to manage them. The way you manage them, you need to sensitize them. Let them know the importance of that project, the benefit. And that's how you manage change very well. The absence of project management. Poorly managed projects or absence of project management may result in a missed deadline, cost overrun, poor quality, rework, uncontrolled expansion of the project, loss of reputation for the organization, unsatisfied stakeholders, and failure in achieving the objectives for which the project was undertaken. These are the things I've just finished explaining. So it's very glaring, it's very obvious that project management is very useful, it's very important in managing projects. So many people don't manage their projects using project management. So that's why project managers are very good. They are in high demand everywhere. We manage projects every time. Every morning when you wake up in the morning to go to work and come back is a project. You cook your food is a project. You go to market to buy something for the family is a project. If you don't manage your shopping, you go to the market and you start buying rubbish. You start seeing fine dresses, fine shoes, you know, fine hair attachment and weave on. Instead of the money you used to buy food condiment, you use it to buy weave on. When you come back home, you realize that you messed up. It's because you didn't manage the project, the shopping project very well. So that is the importance of project management. It's very good. Then we've been talking about project management project. What are the characteristics of a good project? What are the features of a good project? A good project management. Good project has a beginning and an end. You must have a beginning. Like when you are planning your project, and some of these project management tools, which you'll be using very soon, like Microsoft Project and the Project Libra. The first thing they'll ask you to do is when you put the beginning, you put the end. And that's how you initiate the planning of the project. It's very important. For every project, you can't manage a project indefinitely. It doesn't happen. You must have a definite end from the time you must know when you are ending this project. Even if the project doesn't happen not to end at that time, you know that something happened. Is a change. It's a scope creep, which you have to document very well before your project will overrun. You need to document it and get a relevant approval from your line manager or the relevant authority. It must be approved. If you are mean to run a project for this course is going to be 4 months project. If you are going beyond 4 months, then there must be a genuine reason why we should do this course for more than 4 months, because people have things they plan to do with their time. You can't just bring them here and keep them here forever. A project is temporal in nature, just like you must have a time bound. It's temporal. It's not indefinite. It must come to an end one day. Stakeholder management is an essential part of a project. You cannot do without stakeholders. No, you can't. So you must learn how to manage your stakeholders. You need to do the politics. You need to study them. We have a lot of tools. All these things have their tools you use to manage them. Stakeholder management, you have a lot of tools, stakeholder influence grid, stakeholder register, where you need to plot all of them and then be watching them. You know, these are some of the things. Racing matrix. These are some of the tools we use in managing stakeholders. We are coming to that. A project should be well defined and structured. You must have a project plan. You can't just start managing a project without a plan. A project must have a structured plan, which is approved. It must be approved by the line management, the relevant authorities. They must approve your plan before you commence. A project must involve a team of people with essential skill. When you're managing a project, you must make sure that the people that their project is their duty as a project manager. They evaluate their skills, make sure that their skills is commensurate with the what you are producing, the product or the project you are managing. You can't just bring a square peg in a round. It doesn't work. They must be scaled. And most of the time, we have a cross-functional team. In most IT projects, like we have the developers, we have a tester, we have a business analyst, we have project manager, we have a PMO analyst. So these are some of the relevant skills, the relevant team members that will make up a project team. A project must be unique in nature. Every project have a purpose, so that makes them unique. There is a particular problem each project is trying to solve. A wedding event is different from going to market for shopping. They are quite two different things. That's their unique nature. You can't be managing a wedding project like a shopping house shopping project. The next one is project management role. I think at this point in time, I need to hear from the class to know whether you people are following. I hope you guys are following me.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the class is very interesting. Please write down.
Okay.
Yeah, we are following, sir.
We are following, sir. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. Like when you are only you talking and you feel like maybe they are sleeping but like now I've heard your voice, I feel motivated. Who is please, if you are the one, if the noise is coming from, if the hello, okay, please mute yourself. Thank you. Yeah, what we'll be looking now is the roles, project management roles. You know, in project management, it's not only a project manager. You might just think that once you are you've been trained as a project manager, you trained in project management, you become there are so many roles in project management, you know. So we're going to lose. One of them is a project manager, which that's what all of you is now aspiring to become. You are going to be a project manager after this program. Believe me, after managing the project that you guys are going to manage, you know about project management very well. So all of you are going to be project managers. But the good thing with it that if you cannot be a project manager, there's other things you can do after this program. You can be a PMO analyst, which is still a very powerful post in project management industry. PMO is a project management officer. Project management officer is different from project manager. The role of a project management officer is that they are the police of the project. They make sure that the project manager is doing what he should be doing. And the project manager is delivering quality content and uploading all the project documents into the project repository and making sure there is a good housekeeping within the project. That's the duty of a PMO. They organize the project, they package the everything about documentation of the project. So their role is very important. We have a project coordinator. A project coordinator is not a project manager. They coordinate things for the project, like in large companies like Microsoft, Google. A project manager cannot do everything. You might be having a big project. You trying to track the project is not easy. You think that project management is not easy. That's why there are so many tools to manage. So they create all these other roles to help project managers. A project coordinator will be doing their own, coordinating the project planning, and these are the things that help project move faster. But in a small company, you as a project manager, you do everything. You become the project manager, you become the PMO, you become the coordinator. You even become the business analyst, you know. So in small company, because small companies, they like using people. So another one is project support officer. Project support officer is there to make sure that the project manager, anything the project team wants, if a lack of knowledge, if the team requires training or anything, the project support, just like the name officer, is there. You know, become a link between project manager and other aspect of support that the projects require. Is just giving support. Another one is change manager. Like when I was talking about change management. Change in organization is not easy. You know, when you are trying to achieve something, you find out there are some people that are vehemently opposing that it cannot happen. It's the change manager. That's why over time, this has killed so many projects in BB